Good morning. We'd like to pose you a challenge so we can do it together over the next 15 minutes. We'll transcend the walls of this room, and we hope that the innovation spirit goes over Valencia. Do you accept the challenge? Okay then. So why are we asking you this? Because today you're sitting here because you have a superpower. Okay, let's see if the superpower shows up. Okay, the social factor is the superpower, and you'll see it in a minute. Each one of you can use this superpower when you work individually, when you work collectively in institutions, bodies, organizations, companies, governments, and this is good news. The bad news is that on our own we cannot achieve this transformation. So our mission is to boost, to inspire those who are not conscious and aware that their own actions transform. We'll give you a very simple example so you can understand that any idea can implement a social factor. So we will apply it to bread. Okay, we are a little bit delayed. So we will use the 6 different hats. This is a lateral thinking technique that will help us to apply your superpower. Blue hat, focus. A good group of friends invites us for a beer. One of them tells us that he wants to start a bakery. Information, the white one, which is our starting point. Our friend tells us that there are different bakeries, and also the supermarkets are selling the bread, loaf of bread, 30 cents, but he's a good baker and he has the money. Okay, now the emotions now have to raise. If I have setting up a bakery in the neighborhood where I was born, that would be a dream. But I'm paralyzed by fear. I'm very scared. There's always a negative friend, and he will wear the black hat. Are you mad? Start a new business. Have you seen the news? Have you seen unemployment figures? Look for a real job. But also we have a positive friend, and he's the yellow hat. He's where. Yes, there is a commercial crisis. We all buy bread. Even if it doesn't work, you will learn lots. Please think positive, always. And this is the creativity hat, the green hat. We will apply the superpower to tell Juan that if he does things differently, he might get different results. Juan, you're scared of failure. Why don't you invite those unemployed in the neighborhood and you just teach them how to make bread? You will be showing them. And then in the opening day, you invite all the neighbors. Have you tried the biomass to bake? Everything that you don't sell, you just give it to a social place that they can use it. It will be an idea of change, and I'm sure that everybody will want to come and buy your bread. You might be wondering, why do we tell you all of this? Because dozens of Johns told us about their dreams, their ideas, and they just wanted to be agents of change. We travel around the world as a family, and we intend to tell people, each one of you, you are the change. But the next question continued rising up, but why me? How do I do it? So we want to show you and share our projects. We are a global movement to inspire and change. That's how we want to define ourselves. We had an impossible particular dream. Okay, let's see if this is working. Okay, I'll keep moving on the stage. Right, there it is. On the first stage, we visited 12 countries, 10,000 kilometers on the road. We interviewed 30 people and projects transforming the world, but from our small action, we were generating social impact, but there is a long road ahead in a project. We learned so much during that year, and we lived an experience that changed our lives. We were on the Alps, and the caravan broke down. The only way to solve it was to come back to Spain. We had to drive over 3 days with only 3 gears out of the 5 of the van. When we came back to Spain, there were lots of questions coming up. Was it utopia, what we were doing? Were we sort of solving problems? Distance schooling for our children was very difficult to implement. We had lots of material, but we didn't have the opportunity to share it all. So this very moment was a sort of a breakthrough, and we decided to think. We tried to look for the agents of change, and we thought, okay, this is the moment to bring Road4World to a new dimension, and we will invite you to this journey with us. There are utopias that are born to be a reality. This is what we learned from the Olivera cooperative. During 40 years, they have shown us that this is possible. One of the leaders of the project shared that their products, which are oils and wines of excellent quality, they are made with people with disabilities and people with risk of social exclusion. This cooperative for these people is more than a workplace. It's a family, and it's a social space and an opportunity so that these people can express to the world that behind each product there is a overcoming, there is a success, and there's a great story. Solving real problem. We learned that in Pontevedra, in Galicia. A team told us that in their co-working there was people coming trying to get a job, but they couldn't give them a job, but they could give them something else. In this project called Arriolo, they were very successful as well. Family conciliation. We learned that from this lady that wanted to, was a mother. She couldn't find the space or the time to start their business. So she transformed this weakness into a big opportunity. She created the family co-working. Co-dads and co-moms go and work in this space that you can see on the picture. This is the co-baby space, and these are just 3 meters away from the work position places of their parents. Fourth subject, the funding. Charango told us that you can change musicians, they can change. They have their music and they download it on the web, and they were very successful with their own initiatives. 3 days ago, they published their third album, 14 themes with different social projects, and they will donate 50% of the revenue. And now we'll tell you about cost effectiveness or profitability. This is a library. Alejandro de Leon is a social entrepreneur. He created this project, Your Library. He wanted to go a step forward from the libraries, and he wanted to eliminate the economic barrier. So he created this pioneering project and became a reference in the world that has been replicated all around the world. Every day, 6,000 books are donated, and 4,000 books are bought by clients, and they decide their own price. We will go to a small hamlet in Luxembourg. we understood that scalability it's even applicable to a small family program. She explained to us about their orchard, providing to the different neighbors of the area. She scaled up, uniting to the WOOF international network. When we visited them, the international team was composed of people by Australia, Brazil, France, and England. How to compete with a giant, with Google, so to speak. Yahoo, Microsoft tried, but they didn't manage to do it. Scotland, we found this new project there, and they proposed, Ecosia proposed that they will plant one tree every time we do a search on their web search engine. 80% of their revenue, they will give it to this planting tree activity. And to end this journey, we would like to tell you the story of a German youngster. Felix told us what his maxim was. While adults talk, we children, we plant trees. And this story started when he was 8 years old. His teacher told him to do this essay, and he realized that we are destroying the trees on the land. What did he do? Felix started to plant new trees. His friends joined, other schools, more and more kids, and all under the umbrella of Plant for the Planet, just children. 10 years later, more than 200 countries and have planted 14 billion trees, 2 trees per inhabitant of the planet. Road4World have the mission to inspire, to help and support the real transformation. So we're going to share with you the 7 keys for a social project that can create a social impact. First one, passion. It's the only renewable energy that can maintain alive our projects. The second, disruption. The world that we know today will be completely different in 10 years. 65% of children today in school will have works and things that they haven't been invented. Lean, to create, maintain and learn. We will get this improvement circle. Listening, you always have to listen to your users, listen to their feedback. To co-create, competence has its day counted. The common good is good. To sharing, 99.999% of people are good, and networks can be your good opportunity, a great opportunity. Tell your story, not just a story that you believe it's good. You should just tell your story. We have a historic opportunity right now, so we want to be right there in this structural change that is happening right now. What we're living is not a crisis, it's a change of model. We can create a just world in an economy based on people, and that's something that we can do it in a social context. And now, just to conclude, do you remember the challenge that we posed at the beginning to you? Okay, we will transcend the walls of this wall. We will tell our children, Ana, Gemma, and Mateo. Please, can you raise your hands if you have a smartphone? Great. That's it. Thank you. Now, please, could you please tell us, those who raise your hands if you have a Twitter or Facebook account or Instagram? Many of us. Okay, a few months.
Several months ago, we spoke in the family with a sentence that I think explains what's happening today in this forum, which is a different world is happening. We want you to put our voices together so that everybody realizes that the Social Innovation Forum is taking a step beyond for things to change. We're going to follow 3 stages. First, we're going to say to ourselves, whispering, another world is happening. 1, 2, 3. Another world is happening. Second phase. Now we will say the sentence, now in a normal tone, and we will tell a person sitting next to us. We are going to say to the person sitting next to us, another world is happening. 1, 2, 3. Another world is happening. Great. Now we're out of time, so we're going to finish, we're going to conclude, we're going to speak out, we're going to tell the world what's happening here. Please open your mobile, activate your camera, whoever wants to participate. We're going to do this as a selfie. And before leaving the place, please share this in Twitter. Use the hashtag of the forum, Let's Be World Trending Forum. If now we reach a peak and we ask for retweets, we might reach trending topic in the world. When we have at number 3, we start recording. 1, 2, 3. Another world is happening. Thank you very much.
Falla hecha, la falla hecha.